Hey, Neocryptz here. Hey, I'm just making a response to this video here. VHS or DVD? Well, I mean, really honestly, technology is changing all the time. I understand the thing with VHS. You know, I think the same thing probably about DVDs. But I don't know, it's just like everything's always changing, you know? Like, today I might have these headphones, right? Tomorrow they might be headphones without a cord, which they probably already have those, but you know, things are always changing, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. I can't really say VHS was all that great. I mean, you might want to say poo on me for it, but I mean, think about it. How many times have you stuck a VHS in a VHS player, and what happens? Your tape gets eaten up. And then you pull it out, and then you get all this tape strung up to the thing. I mean, yeah, it's because some people don't clean their players, but sometimes it's just a malfunction of where something gets stuck in there, and like, you know, I don't know, maybe somebody stuck a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in there when they shouldn't have. I mean, you can't really do that in a DVD player. I mean, unless you get like a chocolate CD or whatever and stick it in there. Heard of that happening. I know this guy, he got in an argument with his girlfriend or something like that, and she found out he was cheating or whatever. So what does she do? She messes up on every electronic in his house. She goes and puts like marshmallows and chocolate and all kinds of stuff in his DVD players and VHS players and whatever. It'd be just a nasty mess, you know? But yeah, VHS or DVD, I don't know. I like VHS. I still have a few of them around, but it's kind of like saying, hey man, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have the old cassette tapes, or would you rather have the old 8-track? Because 8-tracks had the same problem. Yeah, every once in a while you get an 8-track, you hear the same thing. 8-tracks, tapes did the same thing. You know, every once in a while your tape would get eaten, and then the next thing you know, well, there's money down the drain. So, I mean, if you think about it, a DVD, you can get scratches on it. But the thing is, you can always polish the scratches out, or take it somewhere like a game place or whatever and have them clean them off for a few bucks. And then you could take them and put them over onto another CD or DVD or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was a lot easier to convert like VHS over to another VHS probably, because you had that little hole and you could fill it in and you could record over it. Yeah, I remember that with the VHS and the cassettes. There was actually one on the cassettes, but there was a way that you could do it with the VHS as well. It was a lot harder to do it with the VHS though. You had to actually sometimes take the tapes apart and then go inside and take out the little thing inside the tapes. But it was all pretty much the same thing, you know. As far as new technology, like I said, technology is always going to be changing. It's kind of a way for, you know, it's kind of like the game systems of today. You know, you used to have the old Atari. You know, somebody else was talking about that the other day. You know, you had the old Atari back in the day, and the old Intellivision, and the Commodore 64, and the Commodore 128, and then of course you had the Nintendo and the Xbox, and then now you got the PlayStation 3 and just all the other things. It's always changing. It's constantly changing. You know, like I remember the little bitty kind of like rectangle looking Game Boys. Those are pretty cool, you know. Technology is always changing though. It's always trying to change for the better and better graphics, you know. We started out with crappy graphics, and then it got better and better and better and better. It's just changing all the time. It's always getting better. Next thing you know, you'll be playing the game one of these days, and you'll think you're actually really in the game. Which, I mean, they already got that technology too. You know, you got 3D, but I mean the actual whole feel. You know, like you're actually living it. Like you could actually picture yourself. It's out. You know. Now that would be cool. So yeah, everything is always changing. I mean, I mean, just look at your earphones. They've changed too. I mean, you know, like how many people used to have these back in the 70s and 80s? No, because you didn't have computers hardly. I mean, you had computers, but it was like there was no need for them back in that day, you know. Like when you played the Commodore 64, or the Commodore 128, or the Apple, or, you know, you remember the old Apples with the old discs? You used to slide the little black discs in, and then you shut the little door thing. Yeah, remember those? I remember those. Those were pretty cool. I like those. Or the little plastic discs that you put in your computer. You just pop them in there, and you press the button if you want to take them out. Yeah. Those are pretty cool too, but I mean, now look at it. We got CDs now we put in our computers instead. Or we got these little bitty chips. Or, if I can find one, I'll just tell you, but I like showing these things here. A little USB gig, 4 gigs, 8 gigs, however many gigs you want. Yeah, you put them in now. So there's nothing really wrong with technology. If you don't have it, yeah, it's pretty bad. Like I'm having to deal with like 2 gigabytes of freaking RAM in my computer right now, and I want to upgrade to more, but I don't have the money to right now. So I mean, I will later, and it'll last for a few years, and then everybody say, you know, maybe you should upgrade more. Yeah. Doesn't hurt. But yeah, VHS is still cool for some things. You know, like if you got a VHS player, you know, you want to keep that thing around, you know, because you might find one of them old VHS tapes and you can't find a DVD for it. So, you know, just stick the VHS in, record it to your computer or however you do it, and then record it to DVD. Yeah, there's technology out there to do that too. You can even get around the copyright if you know what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, technology, it's helping, you know. I mean, like, look at people who used to say, oh, you shouldn't burn tapes, you know, or you should copy tapes, or you shouldn't copy CDs, and everybody always finds a way around it. And it's like, why would the government or anybody else, or the FBI, or whoever's in charge of that stuff, why would they make it possible for you to do that if they didn't want you to do it in the first place? It's like, take CDs for instance. They say, or not CDs, but DVDs. Take DVDs, and they say, okay, well, they don't want you to copy anything to that blank CD or a blank DVD. And okay, so what are we supposed to use the blank DVDs for? I mean, if it's called a blank DVD, what are you supposed to use it for? I guess you're supposed to use it so you can make another DVD out of it, right? Well, they want you to use your original stuff on there, you know, like something, you know, you use like on your camcorder, you know, some of those things got the little video discs or whatever. Those kind of weren't any good, but you know, you get the regular DVDs and you're supposed to use them for something, right? And they sell you burners, so what are you supposed to use the burners for? To burn more DVDs. That's what they're there for. They want you to do this stuff so they can catch you and they can find you, because they make more money out of it. That's what everything is about. It's always about the money. It's always how they can make more off of us. That's the way I see it, you know. Why put the stuff out there? I mean, if you didn't want people to buy guns, then why would you make them? Why would you sell them? Just so people can buy them, right? I mean, if you didn't want people to watch TV, you wouldn't sell TVs, right? If you don't want people to listen to the radio, you wouldn't sell radios, right? But they sell them anyways, right? So they don't want you to be on camera like I'm on camera right now. You wouldn't sell you cameras, right? So I mean, if the government doesn't want you to really do something, they'll stop selling that kind of stuff, or they'll stop letting it into the country or whatever. I mean, seriously, you don't want you to smoke weed, but it's a natural thing. You can grow it outside in your backyard. They can find you to catch you. But if there's a way to freaking grow it, then why can't you just smoke it, right? I mean, smoking weed actually helps people, right? It actually cures things. Hemp is good for stuff, and you can grow it faster than trees. I just don't see some of the reasoning that this government has. So, of course, me being a truther as I am, then, you know, I don't understand none of that crap. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Neocryptz out.